Greetings, my friends. This is Maerlande. I am joined by my Hydra partner, Vincent R.
Hello, everyone.
We're going to talk about Lernean Hydra, the first of the Hydra-style games, which are games where two players play a single nation, so share the load. Vincent R., where do you think we should start this episode? This is turn 14.
I think we should just talk about the general diplomatic state and sort of what we've done from a gem perspective, and then sort of explain why we have all those arrows on the map.
Sounds good. All right. So diplomatically, just pop up the messages very quickly. So there's nothing really going on in the messages related to the diplomacy. The most important issue for the diplomacy is we have friendship and border agreements with Bogarus to our south, played by Lucid, and I'd have to look it up. I don't remember right off the bat Lucid's partner, but people can look that up themselves. We also have a border agreement with Arcus Valley, played by Arkle, oddly enough, and then border agreement with Calum. And again, do you remember who was Calum?
Wasn't that the one of the
Was that
multi-name?
The Alphirises? The Elves?
Yeah.
Was it the Elves? I think you're right. I think it was the Elves.
The Elves.
Yeah, the Elves. God.
Trying to keep track of what was going on in chat was just
I know,
challenging to say the least.
I know. Yeah, and they're still doing it.
Funny nonetheless. Yes.
Yeah, they've taken on that meme so far. They've taken it everywhere. The bloody Elves. Yeah, I'll give you an Elf. I'll Elf you.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, okay. So we've got border agreements on three sides, and we more or less finished the borders, except for this little province down here, number 181. And we happened to forget that we had gotten that. We got so busy prepping this shenanigans. But that leads to the other piece of the diplomacy is we talked about, hey, what's a decent target? We didn't really want to have to fight flyers with our quite small armies. You know, we're relying on elite, expensive sacreds. If we have a look here, you know, vans and van jarls and stuff like that. So it's kind of hard to keep your commanders being sniped when you got armies of very few guys. That's one of the reasons I didn't want to have to deal with flyers.
No, agreed.
And then over here for Arco, well, I talked about it when it happened, but he bought the shipbreakers. Now they're dead now. But the problem was, the first thing I really saw of him was the shipbreakers in this water. Well, we didn't have anything to deal with shipbreakers, because those are those great big poison shamblers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good merc group. So we weren't in any position to contest that. And then the first person to actually communicate with us was Bogarus with Lucid. So we kind of made agreements with him right off the bat. So that kind of both squeezed us and put us where, well, if we're going to grow anywhere, it has to be to our west here.
Yep. And you have experience playing the Monkey Nations. I do not.
I do, yeah. All the way through from
just
Dominions 3 and more than a few games in Dominions 5. So I know the normal methods, and we'd already figured out, I don't think we could see it, but they took an awake Devi of Darkness with Earth and Blood. So we knew their bless, we knew their capabilities, and we also noticed they were largely using just basic troops with some Nagas. So my assessment is there wasn't anything too desperate. If we did have to deal with a geared up Devi of Darkness, you know, we have some possibilities for thugging that can do that.
Yeah, and I think that goes into, as we start to talk about our gem income and what we were thinking in reference to that. I think you'll see that we were really focused on going to war at this particular point. We're really gearing up for that.
Yeah, even before gems, we could just take a quick look at our research.
Mm-hmm.
And we've grabbed a couple of important little tidbits of research. But beyond that, we're very low on research because we sent every single van, hearse, and van jarl we have out to start fighting. And a good proportion of our Galdermen and some of our Volvas are site searching. So if we look at our gem income, not a lot of love yet. I believe that's nothing but the National. No, we got one extra Earth site. If we look down here, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Should,
there's
Pretty
Valhalla.
sure it was.
There we go. We got the mineral cave. So that's the only site we found yet. But you can see that we haven't searched very much. And we did kind of get a bit of luck here. Oh, excuse me. We did get a little bit of luck in getting the horticulturists. So we spent some of our precious gold putting a lab here to give us a little bit of nature magic.
Mm-hmm.
No sites yet, but it could come. So we're buying them, and we have bought a few of these little Holberg crossbows, but this province has very terrible resources, so we don't get very many.
Nope. We have, 3 forts?
We have 3 forts, 2 just got up, started. We're kind of too short of money to upgrade them. This one we did get a lab in, so we are actually building Volva slowly. And at home, because of our 3 commander points, we've been alternating Van Jarls with either Galdeman or Volva. Just kind of. And then gem use, we did make a few Alguils. And I put a few gems on some of these guys in anticipation of Nagini Seduction. Now, in hindsight, I think that was an error in that small air elementals aren't really enough to stop if he had the right research on swarm, little air elementals aren't really enough. And sadly, sometimes these guys would use these gems in a useless situation, like to kill PD.
Yep. That's one of the lessons learned out of this. Also, I guess if you go south of there, the province, talk about that province.
Yeah, number 4. So we had talked about the idea here was to give ourselves a forward base. We'd put a lab here to reload gems, patrol it, and it's got a good enough population to blood hunt. Plus, one of our early research goals was construction 4 for sanguine dowsing rods, so that we can get because it's a tough go to blood hunt with blood 1s. And that's because of the calculation that blood 1 only has a 40% chance to get its slaves, whereas blood 2 has 80. So, it's a massive increase in your success rate. The number of slaves doesn't go up that much, but...
Right, and since you're limited in this lineup, you're really limited. You're expensive blood hunters, so you want them to be as efficient as possible.
Absolutely, and the only way to get blood 2 is a lucky random on a Galderman. I mean, and that's, we don't get very many. I think we get 1. I remember seeing 1. So I mean, Midgard and most of the Heims are very minor blood nations. You can roll it out if you've got enough time, but you're not going to do it quickly. So that covers kind of gems. Site searching, we've talked about it. You can see we're moving some guys around to do some more.
The other big thing is all of the scouts. We got 2 provinces that we got lucky on, right?
I believe
front,
3. 1 here.
Or 3. No, 3. Okay.
And 1 here. And 1 here. All had independent scouts. So we bought a lot of scouts. You can see we've got scouts just about. In fact, we've got enough. We've actually started to push them towards the outer borders. A lot of the other action here is us prepping our stealthy sneak attack squads. So we're getting we suicided our prophet to go to messages, so the remnants left this turn, and that was so that we could profit something more valuable, particularly a Van Jarl, because our first prophet was just the starting commander. So we've got 1, 2, 3 thug squads here, raiding armies. So if we look at the setup, each is 5 and or 6 vans with a commander. So we've got 3 there, 1 more coming up from the rear, and then 1, 2 here, and a couple more. Where are they? Here they are. So that's a total of 7, I believe, that are going to be in position in 1 or 2 turns to do a surprise attack on Patala.
Yes, an elfing.
An elfing, exactly. Lucid's much hated elfings.
Right.
All right, I think that's good for turn 14.
Yep.
Anything in the messages? No. Oh yeah, we had a couple things that were kind of interesting. So Arcus Valley made an attempt to take a throne, bumped up against some wizards. I don't think I want to watch it. Do you want to watch it?
Nah, I
Yeah.
don't think it's pretty standard fare there.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is Calum is also scouting it. So if you look at these results, he killed all the militia, many of the heavy infantry, some of the archers. So he's severely weakened this throne right here. And that opens the opportunity for, I think this is Chen-Chi, right? That flag? Oops, that's thrones. The pinky flag. Yeah, Chen-Chi. It opens the opportunity for either Chen-Chi or Calum to grab that throne now that he's weakened it.
And Calum can hit it from a distance. They don't
Yes.
have to be right next to it, right?
No,
So
no, exactly. And oh, you did mention something in when we were preparing. So people could see we're not making an effort to do a throne push, because this throne we could arguably take and try to beat Calum to it. But this one is sort of very edge case for us. And plus heavy cavalry is like, it's quite large. And we talked about, or should we try to secure some thrones or just try to secure some territory? We decided we'll try to take territory, and we're going to take it from Patala.
And I think if you look, because I think it was this game. Didn't someone already have a throne, or if they don't, they get it next turn?
I think somebody just claimed one,
quickly.
right? No. Hang on a sec here. Let's look at thrones. Nobody's claimed any yet. You see that? None are claimed yet.
Right. But I think someone's already, and it might have been, I don't know if it was Vettiheim. Someone had already cleared one, or gets ready to. You start to see some of the thrones start to fall here.
Yeah.
Pretty quick.
Yeah, but some of them are big. Although it's just mainly vine men, but I mean, this one's quite huge. And typical of these tournament sort of map nuke games, the thrones are in these absolutely grid patterns. So you pretty much always have 4 within 3 of your capital, and everybody does.
Yeah, is that one? So south of? Oh no, that's still independent. I was going to say south of Arco, but that was an independent flag.
It's still independent at this time, and we didn't get a scout there
Mm-hmm.
because we focused our scouts towards making sure we could see all of Patala.
Yep.
Oh, one other thing we should probably mention, and I've talked about this before, but we know in great detail Patala's build. It's an awake Devi of darkness with earth and blood. So a potential super combatant with a very simple bless. And his armies are largely basic troops. Light Bandars, Bandar Warriors, a few Nagas, a few Zots, and that can mess up certain kinds of attacks. And then he's also got some Bakemonos. So there's nothing there really scary. The trick with Nagas, they're very slow, they're cold-blooded. So if we could push our cold and then fight them on our terms.
Which, that is the plan.
That is the plan. All right. Okay. Just let me do some organization and we'll move on to the next thing. Next turn. Okay, so here's turn 16. Turn 15 I didn't archive. I apologize, although there wasn't a lot happening. This
was just getting... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, it was just getting in position. But this is the action. So we'll maybe watch 1 or 2 of these if any of them have actual fights. We can kind of start with having a look at province number 4. So right here, we chose to actually send just simple crossbows. Oh, something went wrong there. Hold on a second. Well, sorry for the error there, folks. Not quite sure, but it's good now. So we look here at 26. We actually attacked this with a bit of everything. And that was to consolidate so that we could get to Province 4 here. But really isn't much to see here. There was a single heavy cavalry and very minimal PD. So we didn't really need the Vans and Van Jarls.
Are you displaying your... I don't see anything for the screen.
That's for you. It's actually working on the recording, so let me turn it back on for you. Oh. Everybody, small bits of technical difficulties. It happens. It happens. There we go. Okay, you should be able to see me again there, Vin.
Yep, there we go. There we go.
Okay, all right. So the audience was able to see it, just you weren't. Perfectly.
I should
livable.
remember it. I was there. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's okay.
So long ago.
I know. A month. More than a month. Month and a half now. And for the other fights, so I think I'll just go back to the message list and we'll just see if any of them were anything very significant. So Vans versus a little tiny bunch of Atavis and PD. I don't think I need to watch that. You?
No.
Okay. Vans versus a moderate amount of PD. That might be a little bit interesting. I think we had a few different variations of script we tried. So bless. See, this is where I shouldn't have sent those stupid gems, because that's seriously a waste. To burn air gems against Atavis. Good grief. Now, did we get everybody blessed? Blessed. Because it's always a bit of a question. No, see, single blast just doesn't always get them all. So one of them didn't get blessed.
Yeah, I think I've gone to the... and now, is that with the Van Jarl? That was with the Van Jarl, too, wasn't it?
This is a Van Jarl, yeah.
Yeah.
So well, we can quickly jump back to it and we can just take a look. But the thing about blessing is, like every other AoE in this game, Area of Effect, it's not a perfect circle. Because that's not how Area of Effect works in this game. Yeah, see? It just missed this guy. God. So, even with a Holy 2, you really do need blessing times 2.
Yep.
And so the script was blessing times 1. Then we didn't have Mistform yet, so, but I'm kind of bummed out I sent the gems, because that was a waste. Oh well. Anyways, we've seen that. Let's take a look at the next ones. Oh, but what I was going to do is, let's just check the script. Well, see, look at that. No, that's not the same one. That was this one. Let's see what his script was. See, he was set to bless times 2. But instead, he didn't bless everybody and he cast the stupid air elemental.
Through the air elemental in the middle, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, because I thought that we had talked about that, because just as I do play a lot of Elf Nations, and I always tend to try to bless twice.
At least twice. If I'm using a Holy 1, I'll do 3.
Yep.
Now, Van Jarls, or Vans, are not too vulnerable, partly because a key part of our bless was larger, so you don't have to be blessed to have that work. But there's lots of sacreds that if you miss them with the bless, they'll just be wiped. So you lose a lot. Okay, let's go over some of the other battles. Okay, very basic. That was just Independence. Is that the one down over here? There we go. So we cleared that one out. So now we got that one cleared up. So that completes our core area that we negotiated. Let's see. Cold Hollows, Trivial Province Defense, Lost World, Muspel. Aha! A fail. Well, that's actually a pretty substantial army. So one fail. Is that the only fail? No, there's one more here.
There was one other.
Looks like... What's this? Oh, he's just probing. Okay.
Yeah. Is that one at the... Oh no, that was just a scout discovered at the bottom.
Yeah, so we had one fail here, and that was always a risk that we would send these and we would hit one of the larger armies. And of course, if you were planning to fight those armies, so I'm wondering if the Zots are part of... It looks like the Zots are walking. So what's it got here? A Nagaraja, probably just for leadership. And that's the PD Atavi. Some Bandar Lights and some Bandar Mauls, and then Naga's in the front. Well, let's see if we get everybody blessed.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think this was the army that had been sitting in the same spot for turn after turn, and he just happened to move them. This turn we decided to...
I believe so, yeah. And bummer of bummers, we lost a heroic ability guy. But, you know, you can't... And again, see, kind of a wasted air gem.
Right.
And that's only a Van Hers, right? Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did we get all these guys blast? Blast? No. See?
Nope.
We still missed one. God grief. That's so exasperating.
Yeah, because he probably did the same thing. He probably cast once and then
No.
cast the air elemental.
Oh, yeah, he did. He did. Oh, my gosh. So putting those gems on those guys was a kind of a disaster. Because that air elemental is gone already. Right? Yeah. It's gone already. Now, is it the poison that mucks us up? Somewhat, yes. Yes.
Wow.
Oh, but then this guy ran too far forward.
Yep.
Okay.
He's going to get, I bet you he gets taken out.
Looks like he's getting poisoned. Did he get poisoned? No. But look at his fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
Because he cast the air elemental, his fatigue is just through the roof.
Yep.
So that's a disaster.
Yeah,
wow.
He's going to die, and then
Yeah.
I bet you that's what causes this to lose.
Yeah, that's what causes this. See, our withering weapons is kind of doing its job in terms of as a what do you call it? Deterrent. Deterrent.
Yeah. Damage over time. There we go. That's what I was trying to
Oh, that's what you were. I was thinking a deterrent is it's like we didn't really expect it to do a whole heck of a lot in normal fights, but the idea with withering weapons is if somebody wants to rush us with their expensive elite sacreds, they're going to think, we're going to take a lot of attrition. And there we go. So it dies. These guys try to run away. Some don't make it. That one looks like it died from poison. Okay, so that was a fail. And that was, where was that one located? That was Muspel. So that's over here. Now, on the other hand, because we were fairly careful to have our various attacks mutually supported, there was places to run away.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of, I think, most of turn 16. Have a quick glance at research. So we're getting there. We still haven't brought the research up very far. How about sites? How about gem income? Oh, we found a couple of nature sites. So that's useful. And site searching. So, yeah, we've done quite a bit more site searching. So we're getting where we wanted to be strategically. Anything else you want to talk about this turn?
No,
Nope.
I think that's pretty straightforward.
Do you have any other general comments about the game from what you remember?
No, it's I just that I like the direction it was going.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll try not to do spoilers here in this episode.
Nah.
But I mean, anybody can go read the channel and read about it. But hopefully, people that are following this are kind of following it through the videos. And I think we're ahead of all the other people because there should be a whole bunch of the other players in this game producing videos. But I haven't seen Lucid do any of his yet. And I haven't seen the... Oh, and I should check. I sent a message to Omniscience. Oh, I don't want to retract it. I want to see it. Well, I guess I can't see it. Can't... Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah, I think only they can read it. We can talk about Caleb did take that throne.
Oh, they did. You're right. Good. For almost nothing. Thing is, though, the Wizards aren't much of... This is worth watching. Because I think what's going to happen... See, he's got multiple squads. Split amongst different... He's got... What do we got? Iceclads. Spirehorns. And just the basic militias. The Raptorian warriors. I suspect... And let's watch here. What we're going to see... Oh, fire. Yeah, but see, look at that. You know.
They did get the fire elemental off, and then they died very quickly after that.
Yeah, exactly. But, I mean, this was helped greatly by Argo's fail, because that could have been landing in a bunch of heavy infantry and militias, tying them up.
Yeah.
And it didn't.
I
think the attack rear with flyers would have wiped out the Wizards.
Because I think that's one thing. Late age Caleb, I think at least has they have some slightly better troops than say like early age. They don't have Eagle Kings, which really sucks. But
I think what made a huge difference here is these are magic weapons. So that worked really well for dealing with elementals. Because look at those elementals melt.
Oh yeah.
Well, pour one out for Caleb. Good job. A toast to Caleb. Virtual toast.
And I guess the question is, are they at war yet?
Now I would have to. I'm gonna put a note down about that next episode because I think we'll just do these 2 turns this episode. We're coming up on 30 minutes, and I like the 30-minute time.
Yep.
They do end up picking a war here very soon, and I thought it was with Raga.
Yeah, there was. I still try to. You should break down who was at war because it was still confusing, even if you were paying attention in the channel.
I will do that, and once we stop recording, I'll make a couple of notes here so that we can sort that out, because next episode it'd be really good to discuss what we know about the war situation, and that's fairly easy to follow if I go to the thread for the game. I think people were talking about it. There was lots of trash talking and yakking at each other, and I don't know whether the word you want to use for it, but
no, it was a good channel. There was a lot of banter going back and forth.
Banter, that's the word I was looking for.
This was a good game for, I think, some good fun as far as what was going on in the game. But there, I think in the next couple turns, the game gets really, really going from conflicts perspective and that kind of stuff. So
very much so, very much so. All right, that's it. Turn 16. So I'll stop here, and thanks everybody for watching, and thanks Fitzinar for us getting our schedule together.
Anytime.
Alrighty. Bye guys.